I don't need anybody to support. I need somebody to counter so that we can move on from here. If you have a different opinion, please speak up now. Okay.
Good evening.
Naomi. Good evening, Naomi. Yeah.
Okay, the phone can be a distraction. If you're a student now and your phone, you are getting calls at during your meeting, during your school time, it can become a distraction. And you also need to maintain your phone. You need to buy airtime. You need to put the screen guard, so it can become a liability to you because you have to maintain it and it can be a distraction.
So now, Naomi, is your phone an asset to you or a liability to you? Straight up.
My phone is actually an asset to me because I use it for my education.
Do you make money there? Do you make money from it?
But I receive money through it. I have my financial management.
You don't need your phone to receive money. You only need your bank account to receive money. Your phone will only let you know that there's money in your account. You understand?
Also, we do like digital transaction. You do transfers at supermarket and to people. Cashless transactions.
You can do that through internet. Anyway, no problem. Thank you very much. I thank you for the contributors. I think Naomi and Oluwatoyin, right? Okay, so thank you very much. Now, as I've said, we need to be familiar with these terms, which is critical in our pursuit. No matter the enterprise, if it is profit or non-for-profit, one thing is basic. You must be able to make money, must be able to manage money, and you must be able to multiply money, manage or maintain or multiply money. These three things are just basic. Okay, so because you know why I said this one, so that I can actually skip certain things. Now we have income, we have expenses. And income and expenses, the relationship between income and expenses gives birth to what is called profit. And you only have profit when your income is more than your expenses. So you have a loss when your expenses is more than the income. That is basic. That is just basic. So as a social enterprise, there's something called overtrading, and I need somebody to help me explain what overtrading means. Please, I throw question now in my class, no dull moment too. So please be ready to answer as many questions as possible. So what is overtrading? Still talking about profit, income, expenses, and profit. What's overtrading? Or the concept of overtrading? Okay, to save our time, the concept of overtrading is just saying that you actually spend more money than you make, or you're actually living a life that is more expensive than your income can support. That is overtrading. When you say somebody is overtrading, you actually, if it is your personal life, it means that you are living an extravagant life that your income, personal income, or company income can actually sustain, support and sustain. If it is company, it means that if it's your social enterprise, it means that your expenses outweighs your income. It means that you are actually crossing the bar. So in that case, what you are having every month or every period that you are checking your books is what losses. So as a social enterprise, you must be accountable. You must even be more accountable than somebody that is in the profit space. Okay, now we say sales of products and services. That is a typical example of what income can be to you. Now another one is donations from supporters. That is a typical example of what income can be to you. Now another one is grants from organization. Is another typical example of what an income can be to you. Now I open the floor again. What are examples of expenses? Yes, if you have hands-on experience, that would be fantastic. If you don't, you can actually give us what you know as well. So what are examples of expenses? I just gave you some. Please, somebody needs to mute. There's music on at the background. Who is this person? Okay, yeah, fine, thank you. Okay, so I just mentioned income, examples of income. Now, what are the examples of expenses? Please, I need us to be fast in this class because time is not actually by our side. I need us to be fast, please. examples of expenses.
Raw materials.
Raw materials. Oh, that's good. That's raw material. Raw materials is an example of expenses. Do you know? I mean that is applied to you as a social enterprise. Do you actually do raw material? Yes, as a social enterprise. Let's take it home now. You understand?
Okay. Example of logistics.
Break it down. Logistics, like what? What is logistics?
Okay. For me, an example of expense, like the person initially said, logistics, like payments of transportation to the venue. Let's say an event is going to happen in Egbeda. Payment of transportation, movement of the things we want to share to the participants or to the people attending the event, payments for decoration or IEC materials that we want to share in the hall.
Thank you. You have an idea. That's it. Anything that takes money from your hand is called expenses. You understand? In the regard of your service. You understand? If it even rent or office space, you understand? The rent for office space is still the same thing. You understand? Paying salaries. You know, see, despite the fact that you have signed on as a social enterprise, it does not now mean that the people working with you are also social enterprise. You understand? So whichever way money is still involved, somebody must demand for something at the end of the month. So we should always have this at the back of our mind. That look, we have signed in for this, and even you sign in for this, you still need money to run the organization. You understand? So you keep spending. And I just mentioned about 3 ways that income can come: sale of products and services, donations from supporters, grants from organizations. Now let me clarify something. You know, the first one is sale of products and services. That you are into social enterprise does not mean you cannot manufacture. That space does not mean everything you do is charity. I need to clear that one. Yes, you can do charity to your target audience, to your subject, to the targeted people that you want to service. But to the majority or to every other person, it may not be charity. And also services in order to generate income. So the first one is actually self-made income or self-generated income, which is very, very important. And this is where I actually fault majority of you in this space. You people, majority of you don't even think of generating income on your own. All you do is look for donations, look for grants, look for support here and there, and look for people that could partner or that could do sponsorship. You understand? So I put it to you right now. Take it as a challenge. You need to look for a product or a service that you can offer to generate income. We call it self-generated income. So please take note of this. Thank you. So now we are done with income, expenses, and you know that the relationship of these two, as I've said, is called profit or a loss. And that is why if you go into accounting, we have P&L account, profit and loss account. If your income is more, of course, it's profit. If your expenses is more, of course, is a loss. Okay, so now why do we emphasize profit in social enterprise? Why do we have to? Because one, our organization or it needs to be sustainable. If not, you won't be able to run your organization for more than a month. Some cannot even sustain a week, because you must be able to continue the good that you have started, and you must be able to sustain it. Now, still talking about this one now, you must have an accountant, what's it called? You must have an idea of what accounting is. At least, no matter how poor you are in mathematics or accounting or with figures, you must be able to identify months. You should tally the two. Just draw, check it one after the other, sum the expenses maybe per period, sum the income per period, net it. Income, take expenses as a profit or a loss. Now it makes you transparent. It also makes you communicate clearer. So you can, when in your meetings with your staff, you can actually say, oh, last month, are you people aware that we made this, we made that, so that at least you can reassign the goal, you can the target by targets to individual by following what the goal is strictly, by revisiting your goals, your mission and your vision again, which is very, very necessary. In fact, in the regular business world, whatever thing you are putting in place, if it's not translating to money, as in them making profit, it means that you are only putting effort without any result. And nobody reckons with effort. Everybody reckons with results. So now we are going to look at simple budgeting. Now let's run down. I'm going to share my screen now, and I want to run down, and I want to run a typical example of what a budget is. So I have example of one that I will run. So I need you guys to be able to be transparent enough. Please, if you can see my screen, just tell me yes. If you can see my screen, tell me yes. Okay, thank you very much. Good. Okay, is that Precious or Damilola? Or is that sorry, I can no longer see the names. Okay, fine. Umi, right? Okay, I need somebody to give me some of these details. Now, check this thing very well. I said use this budget tool to see how much you make and spend each month. Now, this may apply to your household as a person. It could also be company. Now, this is month of what? Now, this is month of August. So this is interactive and it is live. You understand? So it means that the figures can. So now, what can you notice? Between this place, you can see my cursor. Who is this? Please mute yourself. Thank you. See, this is type of spending. This is amount spent. So this is defining this whole line is defining our expenses. And this is types of income. This is amount gain. The whole of here is defining what? Is defining our expenses. Sorry, our income. Now, can you observe something? What exactly can you observe between this income and also expenses? What can you see? Just unmute yourself and speak something. Just any observation. Yes.
The expenses are more.
The expenses are more. Thank you. Thank you very much. So in real life, you realize that the expenses are actually far more than the income. In fact, sometimes income grow very slim and expenses we even have a pot belly. Okay, fine. So what we are going to do is that when I mean housing now, let's say for example you are paying 1.2 million in a year for your rent. So we are doing the month of August. It means that when I mean housing here now, what are you paying? You are actually paying 1.2 divided by 12, which is what? 100,000. So let's put 100,000 here. Or can somebody tell me about her expenses? So utilities, what do you spend on the average per month? Now utilities here means gas, water, electricity, and sewage. Just a rough estimate. We are not asking you to be so precise. Okay, Nigeria of today, I don't think there's any business or any individual that will spend less than 50,000 naira here. Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So 50,000, 1, 2, 3. Now, groceries. Aha. How much do you spend? Grocery per month, on the average per month. Let's say conservatively 25,000, right? Please, if I'm not health expenses, of course it may vary, but by the time you sum them up and find an average, it will arrive at something. Let's assume, okay, let's assume 15,000, you understand, plus or minus. Then transportation, okay, transportation, either transportation logistics. Let's put another, oh, wow. This reminds me, it's a very sad thing now. Do you know that I hardly escape 10,000 naira fuel per day? It's very, very sad. Anyway, that's just by the way. Okay, let's put 30,000 naira. You understand, transportation. Let's assume this is the barest. Now, this is 30,000 naira. It means that let's say 1,000 naira per day, maybe on the average. Oh, that's per month. Then education. Well, education means maybe you do some training online, you do whatever investment you make in yourself, you do staff training and whatever. Let's assume you do another 50,000. No. Let's say 30,000. Okay, cell phone. Aha, I will allow you to talk here. Please, somebody should speak up here. Cell phone, your data, okay. Just talk about airtime because there's still a pollution for data. Cell phone, your airtime per month on the average, please. Maybe for you, your company, your staff, or your whatever, or only yours alone.
5,000.
Say what?
20,000.
Thank you very much. 20,000 is realistic. So internet again, please. Internet, maybe for all your gadgets, your household, internet consumption. Yeah, who's speaking? Speak up. Okay, internet. Let's assume it's 15,000. Let's just internet plus cable, TV subscription. Are you sure it's 15,000 is too small? Let's just say 20,000. 20,000. Now, services or animal. Okay, don't worry about those ones. Now, debt repayment. Let's assume you don't have. Now, other expenses. Maybe you went out after work and you took suya. You know, some of those minor. You took biscuit, pizza here and there. Let's say another 10,000. Miscellaneous, right? Yes, another 10,000. Now, what figure do you have here as your
300.
300,000? Fantastic. Let's even put it there. Let's put it at 300,000 to be very conservative. Now, the question I put to you is this: do you make more than 300,000 every month? And if you make every month, how consistent? You can see how the expenses is. Now, let's talk about these ones now. On the average, of course, I know it fluctuates. Let's say job. Now, maybe some of you might still be working and you also have an enterprise. Let's assume that what you take there is, let's say 150,000. Let's say 150,000 as a typical beginner. Okay, government program, disability benefit, financial support. Maybe you have grants, you have sponsors, or you have whatever. Let's assume is another 200,000 per month. Now, other income, which I can't really say now. Let's put 50,000 naira here. Let's put 50,000 naira here. Now, if you look at this one now, which one is more? The income and the expenses.
Income.
Good. You have an income that is 400,000 and you have expenses that is 300,000. But I bet you, if you check the expenses here, this one applies to when this is personal. This is just personal. And now we are treating this as a social enterprise. So as a social enterprise, it means that you also have some other expenses that are not being captured here. You have people working with you. Let's assume you have people. Let's assume you have people you are paying salaries. Now let's put it other expenses. Salaries are not here now. You understand? There's no salary here, right? Good. So if you pay two people, there's no way you won't pay at least 50,000 naira now. At least to be fair, 50,000 naira. So 50,000 naira multiplied by 2, that is 100,000 naira. Plus this one, that is you are having 110,000 naira under other expenses. Do you understand? You have here now. So you now have 400,000. You now have 400,000. Even though you are not making any other, there's no any other expenses, which I know that there will be as a business person. Now you have 400,000 here. You have 400,000 here. Did you make profit? No. Did you make loss? No. In business, that is called point of break even. But I bet you this is a typical loss for you because there is no way your expenses can be if you run a social enterprise. The difference between your personal and social cannot be 100,000 because there will definitely be more expenses. Now, you can see from here. Now, this is your budget. Now, you are seeing that. Okay, let's assume this is 420. Let's assume this is 120,000. So now you are having a deficit of 10,000 naira for the month of August. Now, as a typical social enterprise or something, and that is why I'm giving you business idea, business concept. You understand? Now you made a loss here. You are not supposed to think about where next are you going to get a donor. You remember this our, what's it called? You remember our means. You are not supposed to think of donor alone. You are not supposed to think of grant alone. You are supposed to think of sales of product and services. It means that you are supposed to think of what you can generate yourself. Because you have a sound idea of budgeting. You have an idea of what your income is, and you have an idea of what your expenses is. So in the business, you have to bring back the business concept in your enterprise and be able to think, what can I do on my own? Because see, as a matter of fact, you don't have a control over over the grant. You don't have control over donations. You don't have control over government interventions. The only thing you have control of as a social or as a person in business or in social enterprise is what? Is self-generated income. Sorry, I just want to emphasize this very critically so that we will have a mindset, you have a rethink of not relying absolutely on donations or external factors of generating funds, and also dwell on our internal factors of generating funds. That means self-generated income. So now we've learned about simple budgeting. We saw the practical what's it called, display of how it is. In some cases, it mustn't end up being that your expenses is more than your income. But what I'm saying is that if you are not prudent enough, if you are not careful enough, this will be the case of a typical enterprise. We that are even in business in the business space, we know that we have to struggle with this so that every month will not be like the same thing. Okay, so now we have list. Okay, we have to list info budgeting. List all expected income. You see, that's what I said now. That is, you have been what's it called? You have been proactive enough. You have been realistic, not being so optimistic. See, this is, as a businessman, you cannot count. Is it counting the chicken before the eggs, or counting the eggs before the chicken? Which one? Or the chicken before the eggs, or eggs before the chicken? What I'm saying is that you cannot dwell on what is not realistic. You have to keep dwelling on what is realistic and what you can change for yourself. Okay, so now in this very example now, we are going to look at what are the income or the services the product or the services that we can include as a person. I just need one or two persons to talk about this so that we can be able to drive this home point that look, even as a social enterprise, you can actually make some good income. You can actually you can stand alone for a while, even if support is not coming from anywhere. It doesn't matter that no grant is coming and your business had to liquidate. So please, I need somebody to contribute. What services can you, please personalize it? What services or products can you offer, manufacture, or render to people in order to make money in case you find yourself in loss position? And if you don't even find yourself in loss position, you want to make greater impact, I'm sure. So you need more money. So please share. Who is the first person to share?
So about the services aspect, I think
the services aspect, training and development.
See, I want to
I attempted that.
Hello. I want you to personalize it. Talk of what you can offer or render.
That's what I'm saying. I attempted that because yes, I attempted that because at a point it was just a mere Facebook stuff that I declare myself that I'm a facilitator, skillful in cosmetology trainings and production. So at a point, people started hiring me to do
Hiring you what? Sorry.
rehabilitation training.
Okay. People started hiring you to
point,
do.
maybe
Okay.
training.
Okay. That's fantastic. And are you still doing it?
Yes.
Are you making extra income from there? Hello? I said, are you making extra income from there?
Yes, I'm making extra income. Because at this point, even now, we have some other social enterprises there that may want to do something or maybe create impact. They may want to do a skill acquisition.
Okay.
Maybe for their community, for their church member, or orphanage home, or places like that. They may want to do stuff like that. They'll pick me as a facilitator. I'll go and teach on that, and they pay me.
Oh, very good. I love that. Thank you. I want somebody to talk about products now. Now, she just talked about her service, a service that she has control over, she has skills, and she can render as a person. And I'm very sure, Booty, if you make money here, you will use it to increase your impact, right?
Yes.
I love that. Thank you very much. So that's fine. Okay, fine. Okay, so I want somebody to talk about products.
Stove. Clean cooking stove.
Doing cooking stove or selling cooking stove?
Selling cooking stove.
Selling cooking stove. Fantastic. Are you selling or you are proposing to sell?
Proposing to sell.
I love that. I love that. It means that, yes, I love that. So you are proposing to sell. Good. Have you put everything together or is still at just idea stage?
Idea stage. Let me say idea stage. Because I still need more like this financial thing that we are doing now. I need to put everything together before launching.
I love that. So now that you have seen the need to have a skill to have to have a product or service so that you can increase your social enterprise. You understand? Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. So this is leading us to the next thing, finding money for your enterprise. Now, tell me in real terms, those that have hands-on, tell me your experience about looking for money. Just share one. I need somebody to share. Tell me where you got your money and tell me how easy it is. Tell me the process.
So the process has not been easy. Someone like me, there was a time I was telling someone that this year alone, I've applied. There was something they shortlisted me, and at a point she was happy for me.
Wow. So it has not been easy.
How many number of grants that I've applied? That it is only this one that I have applied. They were much. Because at the point I was searching them on social media, and going with the Facebook algorithm, so they will bring it anything down. Facebook will bring to my timeline. I will click, I will apply, and I have applied for something. They will take me the first test, the second one. Then last, I will not qualify maybe to get to the grant. So sourcing for money has not been easy. So aside the grant part, I was adopting the strategy of writing proposal. You will take proposal to a particular office. They will tell you, come back. You'll be following up till you are tired. So it's been so exhausting. Searching for money to fund social enterprise.
Thank you very much, Uti. I'm sorry for the stress because you have to pass through. But you see, I love that experience that you have. It's just to tell you that sourcing for money is not easy. But it is possible. before we leave this. Just share your experience about sourcing for money. And if you have been able to source, please tell us how you went about it. Yes. I have Innocent here. I have Precious here. Innocent, Precious. Say something. Rosewell, I want to hear from you. Okay. Okay, let's not waste our time. Now, thank you very much, Uti, for sharing that experience you have. And this is just to emphasize that, no, sourcing for money is real and is applicable in this space, but it is not easy. And that is why I emphasize again and urge everyone, develop